Well, someone's awake. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't kill him with that knock on the head. Go on, do your thing, I'll deal with it now. Hello there. Apologies for the way we brought you in, but it's kind of the way my guests have to be. Knocked out and then brought here. You see, you're one of the unlucky victims to be chosen. How do I put this nicely? I can't. You're the next to die. Before we begin, I'm gonna pour myself a little drink. I would offer you one, but for one, I don't want to. And secondly, as I've duct taped your mouth shut, you can't really drink, can you? I also apologise for your restraints being a little tight, but no, what are you going to do? Best way for you not to escape. I know, it's not Christmas and I'm making a snowball, but nothing's wrong with that. Best way to mix it is with that. Cheers. And the other car's about to go off. Anyway, yeah, you unfortunately are one of the unlucky victims I've picked. Don't worry, it's nothing to do with the person you are. I don't know who you are, your family history, I don't know nothing. You're just an unlucky victim. You see, it's hard to describe who I am. I'm just basically one of many psychopaths who enjoys killing. I mean, some people have other methods, drugs, heavy drinking. I happen to have murder. You see, in my opinion, drink and drugs sort of calm you down to make yourself feel better. Whereas with me, I don't want that. I don't want calm. I want exhilaration. And murder is, it's just such more of a rush. And also, there are many more out there like me. I mean, there are serial killers, there are many things. And we all have different methods. I mean, one person I know actually kills you by two ways. And that's by, well, not the same weapon, but this is my one. Is by across the neck or through the heart. And he lets the victim pick. So he says he may tell them to pick, and either they pick one and he does it, or they pick one and he decides to do it another way because that's what he wants, or he keeps the tape on their mouth and just picks away. It really depends on how he feels, in my opinion. With me, I will let you pick an area, and I'm going to put cream. I don't know why I'm pointing to the net, you could pick any body part, but I'm going to put cream on the area you pick. It's basically like a numbing cream. It'll take the edge off the cut, and then you'll bleed to death. I kind of hope you pick a certain part that doesn't require that much blood loss, which means not a lot of pain. I mean, don't get me wrong, killing is a big rush, but I just prefer it if they don't suffer. What do you think of the hair, by the way? Do you like it? I mean, usually my hair's naturally curly, but there are some bits that just got really frayed, so for that curling iron I used something I got off the internet, which is a hair straightener and wrapping it around a pen. Weird method, but it works. Anyway, to be honest, I don't really need to take your mouth shut. You see, where we are is kind of secluded. No one's going to hear you scream for miles. It's kind of my thing about the duct tape. But I guess on this occasion I will take it off. So I'm going to take off that tape. But one scream and I'll pick your killing method. You got that? Okay. Hold still. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm sorry that hurt. I'm keeping it this way in case I need to tape your mouth shut again. Shh, shh. Unless I really need to. Yeah, you see, there are many people out there like me. They just don't come out into light as much. Anyway, with the person I mentioned before, he has ways of getting rid of the body. We all have our own methods. He prefers to burn the victim until there's nothing left. And for all I know, maybe he buries it in the soil in a garden or throws it in the trash. I don't know. That part I don't know about him. Me, I'm a little more gory. I really shouldn't judge that because there are many more people out there who probably have a worse method than I do. I prefer dismemberment than burying. Of course, not in the place I pick to do the killing. It's somewhere else, usually an abandoned forest. By the time they find the body parts, they're decomposed and I'm long gone by then. No, I really wish I knew what to do with you first. I mean, my friend is very courteous. He likes to actually no, I can't say that word. Groom is that's not right word. Makes them more presentable for killing. But I don't know. I mean, I would probably cut your hair, shave any part that you want shaved, but oh, shut up. You're coming up with your own dirty thing now. Don't worry, I'm not gonna touch you in any way, not like that. But yeah, the kind of place we are, the supplies are very limited, so I mean, I can't even find a pair of scissors in this bloody place, so cutting your hair is out of the question. I can't find razors, so shaving is also out of the question. I mean, the only other option I have would be cut your hair with that. And you'd look a lot worse if I did that. Of course I don't look like a killer, nobody does. I mean, your next door neighbour could be anything and you don't know. I mean, your family member, any of your family members could be something you don't expect. And I think that's the way you should see life. You have to expect the unexpected. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love my family, hence that tattoo. You can see it. But I don't know much else about them. They could have secrets that I don't know about. I mean, they don't really ask me much about my own life. I'm not sure if it'll disappoint them or not with what I do. But then again, I do it for public service. I do it for Rush, as do many of people like me. They're just psychos who live on the thrill, who just live for that live for that rush. It's just, oh, it's better than anything. Trust me. I'm asking a hostage to trust a killer. That's A little rich of me, I apologise. But what are you going to do? Ugh. And I'm not drunk when I do kill you. Anyway, I don't know what method you want. I mean, there are the methods I told you my friend offers, which is neck and heart. But I don't know what methods kinda. I mean, the way I see it is you pick a part, I puncture it, and you bleed to death and you die. And each part of the body has a different pain threshold. And I can say that from experience with my tattoos. I mean, you can only see one, but I have got many. So yeah, it depends on your pain threshold. I mean, one part of the body can be more unbearable. Having said that, getting a needle put on your skin and having a knife put through your body are two very different things. You know, I would like some candles or something, but like I said, very short supplies in this home. I managed to find the alcohol along with that stuff, but I don't know how long that's been there. I just checked the expiry date for those two. Oh, this and that, of course. That's the only thing I checked that was in date. That's the only thing I fancy. I don't know why I feel I'm in a festive mood. Maybe it's because the Christmas season gives me a lot of happiness, and so does this. A rush, yes, the main thing is the rush, but oh, please don't look at me like that. I already told you. Me and other people out there are just psychopaths who just pick an unlucky person. I think there are one or two of us that do pick a certain person. You know, maybe someone they've done research on or something like that. But for me, that kind of takes away the psychopath part, and that's more a public service weirdo in my eyes. I mean, true, people can get caught. Some people have been caught. You know what? I may as well tell you this, because who are you going to tell? You'll be dead soon. One of my ex-boyfriends was actually a psychopathic killer, but he was a little too sloppy. And one example of that is he made me witness a murder. At first, I was horrified at what he was doing. The person was screaming, begging. At least I'm pretty sure that's what they were doing. Their mouth was wrapped in tape. And it took them ages to die. I don't even know why he thought I would like that. But he was right. But technically I was more happy it was over than anything else. He even said he shouldn't have made the person suffer like that. But the thing is, like I said, he was sloppy. I mean, technically this also shows compassion, because he wanted to dump the body just further away, so someone could find it when they drove past and call the police, and the family could be reassured. But it's just, for me, that's too risky, especially since the idiot dropped the weapon. I don't mean he threw it at the body and wiped his print off. No, I mean that he was in such a rush to get out of that scene that he dropped the weapon he used and left his prints all over it. He didn't tell the police anything about me being involved. He just said I was asleep in my bed, unaware of the situation. So I'm kind of grateful that he did that for me, but it doesn't stop me thinking that what he did was ignorant. The way I see it is you have to cover your tracks. I thought I'd have a lot more to say to you before I killed you. And apart from what I've said, I don't know what else to say. I want the conversation to go on for a little longer. Maybe about 5 or 10 more minutes. But then again, like I said, there isn't much to do. I mean, like I said, other people would make their victim more presentable, and I'm in a situation where I can't do that. I mean, I could torture you for a while if I wanted to, but like I said, I'd rather the victim doesn't suffer too much. That's why, even though you're picking the body part, I would personally recommend the neck. There's a certain artery you can pierce where you bleed out quicker, so you don't suffer as much. Or if you want to suffer for a little bit because you don't think it'll matter, then that's fine. Yeah, psychopaths being compassionate is a weird thing, but it's mainly the woman in me. Women are more sensitive in that fact, and I think that's the compassion part. It's just me being the woman. Yeah, by the way, I didn't wear the makeup for this reason, just to look pretty while killing you. It was because I was just out and about in that bar when I saw you. I mean, after you went to the bar, you went to a few clubs, but the first place I saw you was the bar. And you didn't even notice me. Tut 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 tut. I'm joking. Good looking person like you probably saw other people that were more interesting than I was. And now you realise that's not true. I'm way more interesting and, I'll be honest, psychotic than anyone else you saw. So yeah, I got one of my friends to follow you to the next few places, just so I could find out where you were. And then my little friend who you heard me talk to, and I didn't see them, I'll just say talk to, I got him to lure you outside. And the way we did that was a setup. I mean, the person didn't spill that drink on your lap by mistake. That was our little ploy. I mean, everyone has a lot of methods while luring them out. Emergency phone call, or your sister needs you, yada yada yada. But I didn't do that much research on you, so I couldn't do that. And plus, the emergency phone call seems a little too, I don't know, American. That's used in a lot in American programs, and that's just not the way I roll. So we used the spilled drink on the lap method, which was kind of risky. You could have just gone to the bathroom and wiped yourself off. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't have been that risky, because my mate could have gone in the men's behind you. He's a good master of disguise. He probably would have done it that way. But it's kind of glad that you didn't do that, because that would have been too risky for him. I mean, he wouldn't sell me out, and of course I would never sell him out. But it just wasn't worth it. This wasn't worth the risk. God, I'm babbling so much in this because I'm just so excited. I know it's weird being excited about this, but it is exciting. But yeah, it's just not worth the risk. So I count my lucky stars that you went outside. I mean, you heard that weird rustling behind the bins. That was me creating a bit of a distraction. So you'd have a look, wonder who was there, and then basically knocked the head out like a light, and then ran to the car, drove here. Also was pretty risky, but we were near an alley, so, and plus that club was so busy, I don't even think anyone would have noticed that noise anyway. Clubs are noisy. And whoever you were talking to in the club couldn't have been that interested in you, because someone was still at the club keeping an ear on things, and according to them no one even mentioned your name during that, well, not during that last hour. I mean, they may have mentioned it after we left, but I don't know. We haven't got long. I mean, I talk to people for a short amount of time before they die, and your time's almost out, I'm afraid. Like I said, good weapon. Actually, I don't think I did say that. Did I? Nah, who cares? What do you think? Beauty, innit? Pretty sure this is an old-fashioned carving knife, but which in a way doesn't actually make it less painful. I think with it being a carving knife, it's more jagged, which means it could probably actually be worse. But it's my weapon of choice, so what are you gonna do? You can feel the hair on my back of my head standing up. Yeah, considering I took the tape off, you're not really saying much. But then again, there's not much to say, is there? I mean, you could scream your head off and no one's going to hear you, or you could beg for your life and I'm not going to listen to you. So you probably don't think it's worth risking losing your voice, especially when you're losing your life soon. But yeah, if you're not going to talk, maybe I should just take your mouth back up. Actually, no, I don't think I will do that. I mean, I had this ready to do that, but by the look of it, the tape's rolled itself up and now it's stuck to each other. The weird thing about duct tape, isn't it? Sort of curls its way. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, probably a good thing, because if I cover your mouth, then whichever way I kill you, you're probably going to choke on your own blood. And that means you suffer more, and that takes away the whole point of what I do. You know what, I actually can't see my clock, so almost time for us to depart. And if you're not going to talk, maybe if I point to body parts, maybe you'll just tell me to stop. You don't really have much to say, do you? Fine. What would you prefer? I mean, every psychopath is different, and a lot of people's opinions on what's traditional is different. I mean, there's not a real commonplace that I've killed people with. It's different all the time and it's hard to keep up. I think the most common one was probably the heart. You do it in a certain part of the area so you don't puncture the lung, otherwise you do choke on your own blood. And as I said, there's a certain section of the neck you can cut where you bleed pretty quickly. I also think there are arteries called the brachial artery, maybe pronouncing that wrong. There's about 5 in the body. You puncture that, and well, one of them, and it takes about 30 litres out the body a minute. And yes, I did get that from the movie Cellular, so that might not even be true. But you never know. I mean, sometimes with those kind of films, they do need to do things based on fact, or they get letters of complaint saying actually that's not true, or what have you. But I think that it's time we were departing. You know, wish I could... Actually, I don't wish you could live on and give warnings. But maybe I'll find a way to get a message out to other people to be more cautious of me and my kind. But if they do that, then that means the exhilaration goes for me and my other friends. I mean, my little assistant doesn't really do a lot of killing. He mainly does the anaesthetic, if you will. And the friend I told you about, who mainly has 2 methods, well, I haven't heard from him in a while, so I actually can't say much about him. So, how would you like it? There's the neck, there's the heart, there's the stomach, the side. I mean, there's also the wrist, but I would have thought that would have been a lot more painful because of the certain arteries and veins in the wrist. But if you're not going to pick, then I'll have to pick for you. Which isn't uncommon for me. I do pick a lot of parts sometimes, but that's because sometimes I don't take their tape off because they just scream and shout. I think you're one of the calmest victims I've ever had, and I guess I could admire that. Apart from you struggling too much. If you struggle, then wherever I punch you is going to hurt more because it will go further into the body, puncturing more arteries and making you die slower. So I won't bother with that. You know, I don't think it's fair of you to actually see this coming at you. Maybe I should just get a blindfold or something. I mean, true, I've never been this compassionate towards the others. I don't know. Because you're the calmest, I think you deserve a little bit of that. So, despite short supplies, I do have towels. Although, of course, there's also tarpaul around the floor. Okay, well, not the whole part, it's mainly where you are. So I'm going to walk around that and see if I can find anything to cover your eyes with, because I don't know, just want to be nice. Boo! Sorry. Oh god, I can't resist that. Alright, hold on. So yeah, I'm afraid that this is where we say goodbye. I won't be too sad about it. Sure, it's easy for me to say, but I don't see a point in being upset or angry about something you can't stop. So okay, that's not perfect, but at least it covers your eyes and you can't see anything. Okay. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot to put that cream on. Hold still. There we go. Yeah, I decided to go with the neck. But like I said, don't worry. I'll make sure it's as painless as possible. And then I'll be, well, doing what I said. Dismembering and then burying. I go to a far part of the woods, so by the time your parts are found, there's nothing left. Anyway, time to go.